Hey Lazy, I'm here to comment on your discussion post. Um, I did the exact same two that you did here, so I'm very familiar with what you're speaking of. Uh, I love how you mentioned what is the lasting effect on the child's socialization, especially in the school environment, other outside environments besides the home. I'd love to know if how the teachers spoke to the student, as well as the relationships the student built with certain students. Just figuring out and knowing um, his gender. It's a big shock to him, especially when he's especially in a new environment like a school. And socializing with different students and adults there. I would love to know more information on that. How successful was the student, and knowing his gender, and then going forth of it. Was a difficult time. Did it learning affect the learning effect, did the socialization effect? So there's so many variables and unknowns that we do not know in this article. If the success rate of neutralizing gender was a positive for this child. I disagree with you on one comment here that you mentioned. I think you said it was impossible to grow up normal um, while being gender neutralized. Um, I don't think that's the case. I think it's just a different characteristic of that human being. But we're all different in different ways. Um, just be honest with you. What is normal? That's a question for you to think about. What is normal? Because I don't think everybody in this world is normal. I think we're all unique in a different way. We have our, ethnic backgrounds and the people we hang out with, and um, our jobs. So we're all made up differently. That just doesn't make us normal. But we're all definitely unique. I know you mentioned a society or a community that is just gender neutralized for that person to grow up in a normal setting. That is interesting. I don't know if there's communities or societies like that in the United States. That would be interesting to know if there is a community like that just grouped together and said, "Hey, we're all going to be gender neutral and not tell our kids," and see how that span growing up and the different environments happen. That definitely would be very interesting, and I would definitely read that. I know you mentioned boys and girls the same, and I love how you mentioned the environment and parenting skills. We definitely from my standpoint, I came from a traditional family. I'm the oldest of three children, and it was definitely a different learning experience than my brother and my sister and other friends of mine that I've associated with, um, that are from the country or different states. So definitely environment's a big thing, and then parenting skills. Um, there's parents that make bad choices for the kids, and parents that make good choices for the kids, and it definitely impacts them heavily, especially the decisions that they make and how to display themselves on a normal basis. I gotta watch every action I do around my son because he's imitating those actions, and you can see those at random, and it's a reflection for me, and say, oh my, I did that before. So definitely agree with you on that. And then on the biological standpoint, that just makes it different, you know. Um, so I definitely agree with you on that.